America's election HQ, Barack Obama is said to be making inroads in states that have not been very friendly to Democrats in the last few presidential elections. Places like North Carolina, Missouri, Virginia, where Senator Obama held a rally just a couple of hours ago. Altogether, nearly a dozen states where the electorate voted with George W. Bush twice are now up for grabs, according to the polls. And those polls show many of them leaning toward Senator Obama right now. Maybe the most striking example, North Carolina. See this? In 2000 and 2004, President Bush carried the state by margins of more than 12 points. But an average of the polls from RealClearPolitics.com shows a virtual dead heat between Senators Obama and McCain. Numbers like that are shaping the Obama campaign's strategy of trying to turn around those red states. Let's bring in the political panel. Maria Cardona was a strategist for Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. Chris Wilson, a Republican pollster and CEO of Wilson Research Strategies. Chris, what can McCain do to defend here?
Well, it's really a matter of sort of moving on to talking about more than just the economy. And obviously, the economy is very important in these states. And that's why you've seen
So that
McCain
goes
take
back to, if we
that.
talk about the economy, we lose?
Not just talking about the economy. You have to address the economy, but you've got to make it about more than the economy. And that's it, from a standpoint of states that have been hit hard. The states that you just talked about are all prime examples of states where voters are hurting. And that's why the Republican Party is taking a hit right now. President Bush is unpopular in those states because of the economic situation. And so McCain's got to do more than talk about that. And that really is what it gets down to from a strategic, fundamental, behavioral economic standpoint.
And it sounds like, Maria, that's exactly what, I mean, if I hear about coconut cream pie one more time and whether it's working, I mean, I know that we hear these stump speeches over and over, but my goodness, he likes coconut cream pie. He'd rather have sweet potato pie. I get it.
You know what, though? What Chris just said, I think, is the problem with the McCain campaign. They think that voters care first and foremost about other issues than the economy, and economy is king right now.
That's not true. They don't think people care about it more. They just think your team's got an edge on that subject, and they're right.
Well, but the reason they have an edge, Shep, on the subject is because voters care about it. They're worried about it. They've been hurting for more than just 3 weeks, which is what has happened on Wall Street. They've been hurting for 8 years ever since these failed economic policies from the Republican Party have been in play. These are middle-class, working-class American families who are looking to the next leader for real solutions to the real problems that they face. And look, the fact of the matter is that Senator Obama's message about giving relief to middle-class families on this economic mess is the reason why Senator Obama and Senator Biden and the Democrats are so viable in these states where traditionally a Democrat has no business being competitive.
You know, Chris, I guess this Joe the Plumber issue might be of help, and I wonder why it is that Republicans don't go more along the lines of the Wall Street Journal editorial today, the Wall Street Journal owned by the parent company of this network. At any rate, it talked about changes that would occur under an Obama administration, none of which would probably sound too good to folks who normally vote red.
You know, it really gets down, Shep, to a branding issue. I did a speech yesterday. I was looking at the S&P 500 line, and it's almost directly tracks with McCain's polling numbers. And look, I don't think Maria and I are saying very different things. I'm just trying to be honest about it, that he's got to be able to talk about, McCain has got to be able to talk about other issues to be able to expand beyond it. But you're right, the Joe the Plumber thing gets us back to this sort of middle-class era where when it gets down to it, Obama's policies are not that helpful. But I'm trying to talk more strategically about McCain expanding beyond that, because this is all about the economy, then I agree with Maria.
Is there time? Is there time, Chris?
Is there time? I'll give you an example. At the same point in 1980, Carter led Reagan by 6 points. We all know what happened there, and it was a pretty big win for Ronald Reagan. And so, yeah, absolutely, there's time. It's less than a half a point a day, and you can even look at Investors Visit Daily, which was actually the closest to the numbers in 2000 2004, has this race within the margin of error. That's been one of the challenges this year. And you look at New Hampshire, sampling has been a challenge for a lot of pollsters this cycle, and I think the race may be closer than a lot of people think.
You know, Chris and Maria, one thing we've learned since all the way back to the primaries, the polls can be mighty wrong. It could be a bigger lead for Obama. It could. We don't know what it is. We don't have any idea. Chris, Maria, thank you. I got to go. A programming note this weekend. Check out Huckabee. Have you seen that Huckabee show?